The Sturgeon has finally achieved independence, but unfortunately it's from her job rather than independence for Scotland.
So I sense a bit of gloating there, Leo.
A few months ago, well, no, I mean, she was terrible for Scotland. She's dragged Scotland into, there's record drug deaths. Drug deaths are like 3.5 times higher than they are in the rest of the UK. The economy's tanking. There's a fraud probe at the moment ongoing. The SNP have just been so profligate with all the money they get handed by Westminster. It's just been, devolution has been a disaster for Scotland. But despite that, the independence dream burned strong. And a few months ago, Sturgeon was high in the polls. Independence, 56 or 55% of people wanted.
So why is it crashing down?
Well, since then, she's made a bit of a mess of things. So she brought it through. She's always bringing through ridiculous laws like the hate crime bill, things like that. But this time, she brought through this gender reform bill that made it easier to change gender. So you could basically just say, I'm a woman, and then magically you're a woman, as if, somebody's waved a magic spell at Harry Potter. But not Harry Potter, because that would be transphobic. But also, they made it younger as well.
To 16.
And then people said, you've got to put a clause in this that will stop it being exploited by predatory men. At the very least, stop, say, for example, rapists using it to get into a women's prison. And the SNP said, this would never happen. You're a transphobe. You're a bigot. Stop being transphobic. The very next day, it happened. In Isla Bryson, who was a double male rapist, identified as a woman, to get into a female prison. And this left the SNP in a conundrum because under their own law, he's a woman. He's definitely a woman.
It did kind of fall apart, didn't it?
Under normal common sense, he's not a woman.
So we've seen, Bruce, the SNP, I mean, as Alex Salmond pointed out in his speech, we were going great guns towards independence. Now the gender debate has really dragged it back because, of course, a lot of people, that wasn't a popular policy with the Scottish voters. Has Nicola Sturgeon made the right decision, do you think, in resigning?
I don't know. I'd watched the whole of the speech, and I get that she's tired, and I get that she's had enough, and I know that she's done a lot of stuff that people don't agree with. Whether she's done the right thing is only something that she will know for herself, obviously. In my opinion, I think if you think about if you take away whether you like her or not, I think you have to look at that's quite an amazing premiership that she's had, that she's been in the job at both levels for so long, and, very few women have done that.
That is something we should acknowledge. I mean, she's been in MSP longer than Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak have been MPs.
Yeah, Stalin was in power for a long time. Didn't make him a great leader.
Leo, but, female politicians...
I'm not saying Stalin was as bad as Nicola Sturgeon, by the way.
Well, I'm glad we've clarified that. But no, I think you're right, Bruce. Whatever we think of her policy, she has achieved a lot. But there is a lot to be critical of as well, I think.
Absolutely, with any politician. But she's going to stay on in politics, she said. So I don't know what she's going to do.
Oh, my God.
That's the thing, because I thought she was... when I first saw the headline, funnily enough, I thought, right, OK, is she going to go away? But she's not. And she did mention about being on the back benches at some point.
Right, I thought she was going to do I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
She should do a Matt Hancock.
She loves those selfies. She loves taking selfies with celebrities. She'd be dancing on ice or whatever it is. She'll love that.
But do you remember Kezia Dugdale?
Oh, yeah.
She did I'm a Celebrity. And so did... What was the woman that wanted to sell a TV channel? Nadine Dorris?
Did she do it?
Yeah, she did do it.
She's been in the jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, OK. Yeah. I don't watch this show. All I know is just people sort of eating bugs and that kind of thing. Isn't it? It's not which is all of our futures in about 5 years' time. OK. All the food we'll be able to get. That sounds like you're going down a conspiracy rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah. Just for balance, I'd like to say, I mean, it definitely will happen, but it might not.
It might